Welcome, everyone. You are tuning into Engaging Walk. My name is Drake.
And my name is Rubie.
We believe in the power of walking together and talking together.
It's a simple act to stay connected, and movement is key.
This week, we will discuss our puppy, Boba the Corgi.
And how you and your significant other can take your time and make deep connections.
So this week, we took, you might have seen Boba on some of our videos. We had a few videos of ours on Facebook and on Instagram, YouTube with her, and she is our pride and joy. She is our little corgi girl. She's, at this time that we're speaking, she is 5 months old, and this week we took her for a excursion at the Balboa Dog Park in San Diego, California. So it's like pretty close to the San Diego Zoo, and it was super, super fun. She had a great time.
Yeah.
She's just generally speaking, she's a super happy girl. She loves going out, loves being with us, and is just very affectionate, very loving, and great dog.
Yeah.
And so this week we wanted to take a little bit of time and discuss her, what it's been like to have a new puppy for 2 months now, and share with you that experience.
Yeah, just a journey that since we have her and until now, and go through all the ups and downs with her. So we had her. Well, actually, I love corgi, and for years, I'm a big fan of for corgi. And one day, I just look up the website, and then
For months that we've been married, she had been looking on Instagram.
This is a video how we go to bed.
Yeah, she would be like, "Babe, let's watch corgi video," and then she will watch corgis with their fluffy butts, and she loves their butts. Most people love their butts. It's not just Rubie, and her favorite socks are corgi socks. And I was like, man, this lady loves her corgi socks. So I bought her some more corgi socks.
Yeah.
And they came in the mail because I think I messed one of them up or I lost one. But anyways, so we got her some new corgi socks, and we were basically like at a point where we knew like that we were going to be staying in San Diego, and we were like, I was like, why don't we just get a dog? Why don't we? And then Rubie was like, yeah.
I was scared. I'm like, no, I'm not sure. Because what if we both, go to work, and who's going to take care of our pup? So I was not sure, but Drake was so ready.
Yeah, I looked at an Australian cattle dog of a guy that I got one from back in like probably 2015, 2014. And it's also in California. And I was like, hey, do you have any more Australian cattle dogs? And he was like, yeah, I'll give them to you for give you one for $800. Normally they're like way more, but since you're a repeat customer, I'll give them to you for $800. So I was like, cool. And I brought that to Rubie, and she was like, well, I don't know how I feel about an Australian cattle dog, but what about a corgi?
Yeah, and I pulled up a website that my friend suggested for me, and we found our corgi, and I was not sure about buying her. And so I just reached out to the buyer and then the leader. And then he said, yeah, come up and check out the corgi, and, you can pick up tonight or tomorrow. I was like, what? Tonight? I'm not ready. I'm just checking out. But Drake was like, yeah, let's do it, girl, babe. Let's do it. And then so we drove up there in the Riverside, which is like almost 2 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
And then we pick up our girl, and the moment we saw her, well, actually, I found two corgis. Okay, so they are two female,
Both from the same litter.
yeah. And then so originally her name was Paris, which is very fancy. And then the other one is Milan. Milan was like troublemaker, so we said no.
We stick with Paris. So we took Paris home and immediately named her Boba.
Yeah.
Along the ride home, and she was like the sweetest, like just like, oh, I'm here, I'm yours now, like just the sweetest little girl.
Very curious,
very loving.
Yeah.
And then she changed. She became a monster. She was destroying everything in the house.
Yes.
She was peeing everywhere.
Oh, that was disaster.
And Rubie was like, this dog is a minus. She needs to be a positive. And I was like, baby, you gotta be patient. Like, she's a puppy. It's been a long time since I had raised a puppy, but I didn't remember it being that bad. But it is. I think your mind kind of like blocks out how bad it is, like when they're just becoming used to you,
Yeah.
because of like all the good times afterwards.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where we're at now. We have all these good times now. She's used to the routine. She doesn't poo or pee in the house anymore, and she just loves playing. All she loves to do is play.
And she have grown so much, not just like physically, but like how she cope with our norm, because she came home literally she didn't understand potty train, even though they mentioned that she potty trained. No.
Yeah, what they meant was that she
didn't.
will poop and pee on the pads.
On a pad.
But she had never gone out to poop or pee on the grass and had no idea about what to even do with grass.
Yeah.
So we took her out and she'd just be like, what am I doing on this green stuff? And then we would bring her back inside and then she would immediately poop and pee.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge.
And then she's super smart. She picked up things very fast, and I feel like hard things she learned really fast.
Yeah.
Basic thing, it would take her time to like cope with it, her mind. Okay, so it's very interesting. And then I think we have some problem with her diet. Like she didn't want us to eat the food, but until we discovered that she loved the wet food.
Yeah, so her puppy
where-
diet was just like the dry food, and it was like herding cats, trying to get her to eat. Drinking water, she'll drink a ton of water with no issues. But with eating, you have to like sit there and like hold her butt and like guide her and be like, good girl, like every single time she took a bite. Because she'd take a bite and then she would like look at you and be like, should I continue eating? And you were like, yes, please continue eating until your food is gone. And then she'd be like, okay, I will eat. And she'll just eat a little bit more and then look at you like, should I continue eating? And you're like, yes, please continue eating. And then she would like take her head away from the bowl and just start dropping the food everywhere. And I was like, oh my goodness, this dog. So there's a video on Instagram where I kind of roasted her.
Yeah.
Because she would not, it was so difficult to get her to eat. I was like, this girl will eat pine cones, her poop, like grass, paper, anything but her food.
Yes.
But then, like Ruby mentioned, like once I was like, let's just try wet food, and then she loved it.
Yeah.
So then we like mixed that up with her kibble, and now we don't really have any issues with her eating food. She'll generally eat most or all of the food without any issues, and she's not food aggressive at all. So corgis are really great dogs.
Yep.
They're very, very sweet, very loving, kind, and playful dogs.
They love learning new things. So for her, I have to have pretty much like half an hour every day to train her, like obedience training, because
she's very stubborn,
but also like the things that she loves, she's very curious, so she easy to be distracted. So obedience is very crucial and essential training for a corgi. And
you definitely have to take that time to, even though they might already know the concepts and the ideas that you want them to do, like sit down, wait, stay, come. Unless you like really drill it into them,
yes.
They're not really going to do it when it comes time for you to do it without a treat.
Yeah. And one thing that I learned about corgi, that they very verbal as well. Like they very
vocally expressive.
Yes.
And very expressive in how they look at you and like their posture. And
super cute, but yes. And because it's a herding dog, so you have to be very firm with them.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she's super cute, and I'm trying like, don't let she get away with her cuteness. Be firm. And so I have been really firm with her, but still like she don't be afraid about that, because she
respects the boundaries.
Yeah, she respected, and she loved it, and she thinks that, okay, this person can lead me.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
to break it off from her.
And then another thing that I'll say that this journey taught me, in terms of just raising dogs, we can get more into like how this has impacted our family and impacted like our marriage. But just for now, we'll just stick with like the dog stuff. Is how great crate training is.
Yeah.
I think I grew up because I grew up with dogs, and I grew up with the concept back then where crates were cruel. Crates are not cruel.
No.
If you get them a big enough crate where they have ample room, Right now, she doesn't use the crate really. She used it when she was like for the first month.
Yeah, this is her playhouse right now.
But right now it's her playhouse. We just keep it open, and she will willingly go in there to go chew on her toys, or chew on her chew toys like her ear, her buffalo ear, her the lamb horn. She'll just go in there on her own and stay in there and just take a nap, play, and she'll come out and then she'll play with us and then she'll just go back in. She goes in and out. She's not afraid. The crate is her comfort zone, and we made it that way.
Yeah.
We treated her in there. We gave her toys, and that's like her little den.
Yeah.
She loves it there. She just prefers to stay out, but she will go in there every now and then and just do her own thing.
And that's
it helps set up it helps set up the concept of boundaries. Yes. Very, very important. And then it helps them with potty training. Mm-hmm. It then allows you to live your life so that you're not like looking after them the entire time when they're puppies, because they need constant attention. But if you can eliminate all those things that can distract them and get them into trouble, then the crate is a great tool for that.
Yeah, and then also we recognize that when she's in the crate, and we have the cover over her.
Yeah, just like a little blanket.
Yeah,
a very thin blanket.
So that, it help her to not be distracted with every single thing around her, but able to relax and sleep. And so that's what we think, we feel like, oh, it's actually helping her to feel more secure and, peaceful when she's in the crate.
Absolutely. Yeah, there can be a lot of things that are happening in the home. You might be cleaning, working, or, watching TV. Cooking dinner is another big one. It's so hard to cook dinner with a puppy around.
Yeah.
And then the fear of me stepping on her actually was a big one, because we kept kind of trying to keep her out of the kitchen, but all these interesting smells
and sounds and
food that falls on the floor.
Mama and Dad is doing. She's so curious. But yeah, crate training is definitely a plus.
Yeah, and then so once she had her shots and she was able to go outside without any issues, going to the dog park and socializing her with dogs has been really, really, really fun. She's really good with socializing with dogs, and she has a blast every time we go to the dog park. We went to Balboa Dog Park, and we took her to one that was, I forget, it was like Festival Island? Fiesta Island, and it was really fun. She got into the ocean. She loves the beach. She loves sand. And she got super dirty, and she was super happy. And it's so much fun to see her having fun.
Yeah.
Because she's such a happy girl.
Yeah.
And seeing her with her smile and running and enjoying herself and hanging out with other dogs is really a great experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ruby was a little bit scared.
Because she's a pup, so she doesn't understand, all the things around her, and we try to, protect her, but she's so fast. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's gone.
Yeah, she's gone, and we don't know, the other dogs, but she had a great time. And another thing that I pushing her is that her intelligence. So I went on Amazon and Google. And sorry, not Google, but Amazon, and do some research on toys that implement training for using her paws, using her brain, and we found one toy which is solid, that she cannot chew it and destroy it. And then also they have 3 level of intelligence challenge. So will help her to use her nose even more, how to maneuver obstacle, and so that the treat will fall into, the outlet, so that she can grab the treat. And this girl pick up really fast. So I thought that, with assistance, we have to move some probably 3 sections for her to understand this game. No, she got it right away.
Yeah.
I was like, no, this is supposed to be long-term investment, long-term learning, not just in one setting. Anyway, so the girl got the gist of how to play the games and move around the challenge. Of course, she still need, assistance and, and motivations for her to engage. So when you buy stuff for your puppy, don't just throw it okay, go and figure that out. Be there for them. Yeah, guide them. And especially when they do something right.
It's good bonding time too.
Yeah. praise them because they love that. And for corgi, they love praise from the owner.
And I think there's sometimes like what, and I think this might go. We don't have children yet, but we do, hope to have children. And I think this is something that I think I've learned today, which is like sometimes your puppy is just like not gonna have a good time. So I had to give her a bath after the dog park day, and she was filthy, but I rinsed her down, and I've given her a few baths, but this is the first time that she was like scared and crying.
Oh, this girl, she doesn't cry.
She doesn't cry.
Even if she bumped her head or her body really bad, she did not make a noise. So for her to cry is something else.
Yeah, I never really heard her cry like that before. So I was like, hey, I understand. She's a puppy. Dogs don't like baths in general. We just kind of got lucky that she was just like so easygoing. But right now she's not enjoying it. So she was crying. She was whimpering like really, really bad. So then when she was done, I started just making her like try to make her happy as much as I could when I was drying her. Just to kind of just like make her forget about how bad she was crying when the water was running. And I think that might be something that you have to do with children in general, is like that's generally not how I operate. I'm not happy, like squeaky voice, like that's, but I had to bring that out of me to make her feel better and to give her to give her a new experience. She's never seen that before from me, and I think that's the other thing. She had never seen that before from me, but I also never seen her so upset. So I tried to bring a new level of energy to like, hey girl, like it's okay, we love you. Here's a towel, and she loved it. She was like oh yeah, towel, yeah, I'm getting dry, and she was she went back to her happy tail wagging, tongue out self, and I think you have to. I would imagine that it's way deeper when you have your children and your child gets hurt, and you have to bring out a new level, a new part of you that you didn't know was there to make them feel better or to comfort them.
Yeah.
And I think that actually goes a lot also with marriage in general, where it's like, if your spouse isn't having a good day, you have to you have to bring some new level of energy to comfort them. Especially even if they're sick.
Yeah. And for me, I learned about like, hey, this girl is just a pup.
Yeah.
Like the last time I have a pup is like 2007. So it way long ago. And so for me to remind her, like, hey, be gentle, be kind, and a lot of patience for her, because she's just a pup. She's very curious.
She's a baby.
She's a baby, and she just loves learning, and she just want to test the boundary to know, like, and just and then things that she does before, like, it's a journey for me to know her. So the things that she did before that bother me, actually it just like showing that she loved me. She want attention from me, and but from like right now looking back, like, oh, okay, it's just a loving action, but not in the right the right motive, but not a right action. So just be gracious, and I think that's also teach me to her, or prepare me for being a parent, because sometimes kids just do things, they thought that, oh, it's cute, it's showing love, but it's not the right way to carry that out. But
I think also last thing that I would say probably about what we've learned and integrating this into our family is how important it is to be on the same page. And one of Ruby's friends commented about this when we went for like a doggy play date, I guess you could call it, but we also just like had lunch and hung out.
Yeah.
It was like she recognized like, hey, you two are on the same page about like what the boundaries are and what's expected of her. And that goes a long way, because even though she's a dog, she does the mom and dad thing.
Yep.
Where if I'm disciplining her, she looks at Ruby, and then Ruby's like, you're on your own, girl. And then if Ruby's disciplining her, she looks at me. Yep. And I'm like, yep, you do what that woman tells you. You're like, you can't do mom and dad.
Nope.
You can't, you both have to be on the same page. They have to have that consistency, and they have to have that same message about like what the boundaries are, what the expectations are, and then it makes it easier for everybody. It makes it easier for us. Makes it easier for her that she understands what she can and cannot do, and what she's allowed to do and what she's not allowed to do.
Yep.
And then there's no gray area. We both are bought into those rules and expectations. And then if there is a conflict, then we discuss it out, and then we just both get on the same page.
That's very important to be on the same page, and I mean, like, it's make it clear for her, like, she's like, okay, this is my boundary. This is where I need to listen to both of this human.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, and then you also have to be able to make adjustments. Like a good example would be like earlier today was like she was just like going like off the reservation. She was she was not staying where we wanted her to stay. And then Rubie was like, she needs to be on a leash, and I was like, no, let's let her make mistakes. Let's let her like roam around. But really, neither choice was ultimately what we did. We ended up doing like something completely different, where Rubie was walking ahead, and Boba was like following her, and then I'd stay behind Boba, and then just give her extra guidance to make sure that she was staying within our pack area, like our walking area.
Yeah.
So that worked a lot better than both of our initial ideas. So being able to make adjustments like that is really crucial.
Yeah. So I think for me, it's, having her as our dog, it's a lot of, learning how to have a dog be a fur parent. Also, like, how can we prepare ourselves as a parent, for our children in the future, like communications and flexibility and constantly changing and adapting and on the same page with each other. That is very important too. Well, you ready for assignment for this week?
Yeah, you want to do it?
Sure. So let's talk, since we talk about our pets, let's talk about your pets. If you have more than one, sure, we would love to know them all. And let us know about your family pets in the comments, and what's their name, and
how this pet has become a part of your family.
Yeah.
And you could feel free to let us know, like, and you send us some Instagram photos, YouTube.
Oh yes, please connect with her on Instagram and Facebook under Boba the Corgi SD as San Diego.
Yeah, SD's for San Diego. Boba the Corgi SD San Diego.
And you know what? If we travel to any locations that you guys, maybe we'll have a play date with Boba. Why not?
Especially if you have a corgi.
Yes.
That'd be a photo op. Anyways, yeah, that'd be really fun. So yeah, make sure you follow her, us on Instagram. That's Boba the Corgi SD. And then we're Engaging Walk. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
And since we talk about Boba, you will see her more on our page.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She's a huge part of our life, and she goes everywhere with us.
She's such a character.
And then we really don't leave her at home. Like wherever we go, we bring her.
Yeah.
And I performed at a concert the other night, and she came to that.
It was in his life, and people was like, "You can bring her here, and she's okay, and she's sleeping." Whoa.
Yeah, as long as she's like in a little sleepy corner, she can fall asleep.
Yeah, that girl is awesome.
She's great. Yeah. So we're thankful for all of you guys tuning in, and we just want to thank everybody for listening, and all the new listeners and all that has been super fantastic. We look forward to your comments and your reviews every week. And stay tuned for next week. We are going to be discussing how you and your spouse or your significant other can discover new activities to do together. And you could do this by possibly visiting shops during your Engaging Walk as a couple. And again, don't forget to click the like button, the follow button, and all that jazz to subscribe. And this is Drake and Rubie with Engaging Walk.
Signing out. Bye.